All right, guys, new test bike today. It's the Apollo RFN. And to be honest, I don't know a whole ton about it. I'm learning it as we go. So let's dive into the specs and we'll continue on the ride that I'm on right now and we'll talk about it.
The Apollo RFN has a removable 74 volt, 2.5 kilowatt hour battery. The rated power is 5 kilowatts with a peak power output of 12.5 kilowatts in rocket mode. Yeah, I said rocket mode. We'll talk more about that later. The RFN is suspended by a KKE fork and shock. For the wheels, RFN takes a slightly different approach compared to the other bikes in this category, sporting a 19-inch front and an 18-inch rear wheel. The bike weighs in at 149 pounds. Some notable features is that it's got adjustable pegs and this unique display. For the bodywork, it's featuring a full-size seat and plastics including shrouds, a number plate, and fenders. The seat is technically a removable part of the bike, but when utilizing the seat in its standard position, it features a small area underneath the seat where you can stash some equipment. At the current moment, it's hard to confidently discuss price because the RFN is technically not for sale yet in the United States. It's been teased to us that the price will come in at an MSRP around $4,000, but that will ultimately depend on how the bike is distributed in the US.
All right, Apollo RFN. Let's show you how to get going on this thing. You've got a switch right here. Turn that on. You got this display that will power up. And then to get going, you hold the brake down for a couple seconds, then it tells you that you're ready. And you've got two modes here. You've got your rabbit and your turtle. So we're going to put it in rabbit mode. One extra mode that we might as well just start off with the bat and try is rocket mode. So you click this, hold this down maybe, or not. I guess we're not going to get rocket mode right now. Might be a battery percentage thing, but anyways, we'll run it in rabbit mode here. Right into the sand whoops. The power's pretty good on it. Okay, we got rocket mode. Let's try it. So, rocket mode already shut itself off, so it's a very brief function that the Apollo has. The power for that brief moment felt pretty darn impressive, but we're back in rabbit mode now, which feels good. I mean, feels Surron-esque. And yeah, the bike kind of has a Surron-esque kind of feel to it. I'm not sure that it's the same quality as the Surron. Time would have to tell on that, but the price point on this thing is pretty affordable. Does it feel awkward to ride straight out of the box? Yes, sir, it does. I feel like the bars are really low in the front. And it's kind of got this like unusual reach to it. Which makes it feel a little awkward, but I'm going to kind of view this bike as a platform that you would mod, because I think a lot of you are also looking at this bike for that same reason. for the mod crowd, we put a lot of resources and parts into some of these Surron builds. And it's always interesting to think of other bikes as base platforms to do those mods. I can tell you right away on this thing, would I rather have a stock Surron or a stock Apollo the way that this thing is? Oh, I would rather have a stock Surron. But I'd be curious to see what this bike would be like if it were modded the way that a lot of our Surrons are. You're starting out with a base price that's several $100s cheaper than the stock Surron, so you're saving your money there. But yeah, suspension and controls seem to be lacking a bit for that money savings. But if you're a person that's going to switch all that stuff out, would this be a good bike to mod? And that makes things a little interesting, because the base platform on this thing is pretty cool. You've got your full-size seat already, you got some fairings. I think the styling of the bike looks really cool. .72 volt to start, so I don't know if there's any changes that can be made with the controller, but possibly. The motor looks really similar to a Surron motor. I don't know what motor it's running and if it is similar, but it certainly looks that way. It definitely feels cramped. It's kind of hard to get a good read on this thing with the bars feeling the way that they feel. But I would be curious to modify one of these and see how it does. I mean, it's another fun play bike. That's definitely what it feels like right now. It feels like a toy and it feels a little awkward. But it does kind of feel like it's got the chassis to be something cool. Seems like there's a lot of adjustability with the pegs, which is another cool feature. It's really easy to add bars to this. Better fork, better shock, maybe a controller. And yeah, just throw a ton of money at it, just like we do with our Surrons, and see what happens. I kind of want to do it on this thing and see what it rides like, because yeah, it seems like it's got the foundation for being something cool. Just the way that it's configured right now feels a little strange. But the Surron feels a little strange too in stock form. So I don't know, it's something different. It's cool to see these bikes coming out. I'll definitely praise that side of it. Love to see the options. And expectations on this bike, you know, like, you gotta look at these things different. I'm sure there'll be plenty of haters. And at one point I would have been one of the haters too. But for the price of these things, you gotta look at the potential there. And that's what I'm gonna do on this bike, is tell you straight up, like, yeah, feels a bit cheap and a bit unusual and awkward for a stock bike. But look at the price, and like, what are you gonna do with it? If you're a tinkerer, you want a challenge, you want to try a different bike, I don't know, this could be a pretty cool bike to mess around with and see where you go with it. This bike very well could be a super cool platform if you mod it some. Oh man. Holding it wide open in these sand whoops. Ah! Oh my god. This is kind of terrifying. But that's why it's also kind of fun. Oh, you gotta love it. There's something about riding a bike way out of the bike's comfort zone that's just super fun to me. So let me know what you think of this thing. You guys want to see it modded out? Should we mess around with one of these? Oh god, big whoops. Ugh. Oh my god, they won't end. Ugh. Oh my god. Gotta love it, Croom. What I was trying to say though, until I just totally worked myself on those whoops, is yeah, should we mod this thing? Do you guys want to see a project where we take this bike and modify it? See what we come up with? Let me know. Maybe we'll do it. Or would you rather see us put some hours on it stock, riding it and stuff like this and see how it holds up? Could probably do both. One's gonna hurt my back more than the other though.
Seriously though, this is just the first ride. But we can look into doing some more long-term reliability tests, battery range testing, and potentially check out what a modified RFM would look like. So let us know if you want us to dig deeper into this bike. Hope you enjoyed the first ride, and thanks for watching.
What do they call that? It's like a monkey in a football?